It's good to have you join us on AD4 TV Radio News Update, coming to you live from Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital. I am Merciful Ajinomo. The Commissioner of the Federal Capital Territory Police Command, Bala Chiroma, this Friday said that in enforcing the coronavirus stay-at-home directive of the federal government, the Nigeria Police, working with other security agencies, have arraigned 1,909 violators and secured 1,736 convictions in 13 mobile courts. Chiroma added that 145 persons were discharged while 28 violators have had their arraignment adjourned. He disclosed that operatives of the Command Anti-Kidnapping Squad have arrested 20 suspected kidnappers around the Buhari, Abaji, Kuje and Kwali axis of Abuja. In a related development, the Federal Capital Territory Minister, Malam Muhammad Bello, this Friday approved the extension of business hours for markets in Abuja to operate from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Wednesdays and Saturdays. He stated that the directive, which takes effect from Saturday, April 25th, replaces the earlier approved time of 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The minister also instructed the Abuja Markets Management Limited to establish neighborhood selling points in various districts within the FCT as a strategy to decongest the existing market. Bello urged FCT residents to support the intent of the lockdown by patronizing markets in their neighborhoods and ordered law enforcement agencies to clamp down on residents who hide under the window of market days to flout government directives. Still on COVID-19, the Bauchi State Governor Bala Muhammad has banned the Almajiri system of Quranic education, religious gatherings and motorcycle operations in the state as part of measures to curb the COVID-19 pandemic in the state. He said the Almajiri system, which operates through the aggregation and congregation of hundreds of children who beg by day and cluster in large numbers at night, may accelerate the spread of coronavirus. The governor explained that the ban on Almajiri system was an agreement by the 19 northern governors in the region, while clarifying that it is not against Islamic learning but to ensure the virus does not affect established Islamia schools in the state. The government of the United States, in a letter to Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari, narrated how his late Chief of Staff Abba Kyari played a key role in the return of $300 million Abacha loot. The United States government, in its condolence message, said Kyari was a dedicated public servant. And talking judiciary, the National Judicial Council in Nigeria has recommended the appointment of 70 new judges for both federal and state courts. The council's spokesman Soji Oye said the decision was taken after considering the report of its interview committee during a virtual meeting held by members between April 22nd and 23rd. The categories of those to be appointed include the President of the Court of Appeal, Grand Cadiz, and President, Customary Court of Appeal. Others are Cadiz of States, Sharia Court of Appeal, and Judges of High Court in the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. And talking education, the Lagos State Ministry of Education spokesman Kayode Sutong said Lagos State is collaborating with the Microsoft company to train 18,000 teachers to boost secondary schools in digital literacy. Sutong, in a statement, said that the teachers would receive training during the COVID-19 lockdown beginning from April 27th, which is tagged Work from Home, Remote Teaching and Learning for Lagos State Secondary School. According to the State Commissioner for Education, Folashade Adefishayo, the training would have huge benefits on the overall technology transformation of the school system in the state. Following the suspension of flights as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, the management of Arik Air has announced the slash of staff pay by 80% starting from April. In addition to that, 90% of staff will proceed on leave without pay until further notice starting May 1st. The company's managing director, Roy Ilebodu, said the decision was the result of a sharp decline of the airline's revenue by 98% in addition to a decline in naira value. The airline sector has been badly hit by the effects of COVID-19, which forced all airlines to suspend flights for almost a month. The airline operators of Nigeria said indigenous operators had lost 360 billion naira since the suspension began. Workers of Arik Air, however, expressed shock over the decision, considering that the airline is now under the purview of the federal government-owned Assets Management Corporation of Nigeria. We now take a short break, but when we return, world leaders are launching a united plan against COVID-19 backed by the World Health Organization, but the United States has opted out, and later on, the Bundesliga is set to return next month, but footballers will have to wear masks. Stay with us.
As the world faces the challenge of the coronavirus pandemic and governments around the world are racing against time, AD4 TV Radio thanks you all for doing your part to stop the spread of the disease. Be safe at home and practice hygiene. Protect yourself and others. Do not panic. Do not self-medicate. Listen to all preventive advice and stay at home, as well as maintain social distancing. Say no to fake news. Get authentic updates from the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, the Federal Ministry of Health, the NCDC, and of course, AD4 TV Radio, your credible and reliable channel. Please stay safe to save others.
Welcome back. Now to the foreign scene. Japan is investigating a virus outbreak among the crew of a cruise ship which docked at Nagasaki in January, with no reported cases until this week. According to reports, local authorities were alerted to the possibility of the virus on board the Costa Atlantica last weekend. The ship was said to have diverted to Nagasaki, Japan for repairs rather than China due to the virus outbreak. 91 out of the 623 crew members have tested positive for coronavirus, with one in a critical condition. The head of the regional government's health and welfare department, Katsumi Malaya, said there will be a clearer picture once all the samples are taken. Nagasaki, a port city in southern Japan, has not seen major coronavirus outbreaks, and as the crew were meant to have been confined to the ship, how such an outbreak could have developed is the subject of investigation. In another development, global leaders joined the World Health Organization on Friday to launch an initiative to accelerate work on drugs, tests and vaccines against COVID-19 and to share them around the world. French President Emmanuel Macron and European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen were among leaders that took part in a video conference to announce the plan. The World Health Organization's Director General, Tedros Ghebreyesus, said the world is facing a common threat which can only be defeated by a united approach, considering that the world needs these tools as quickly as possible. The United States, however, was not involved in this collaboration, as a spokesman for the US mission in Geneva earlier said that there will be no official participation by his country. Still on the pandemic, the Finance Minister of South Africa, Tito Mboweni, this Friday said there was more than $4 billion available from the International Monetary Fund and World Bank to help South Africa fight the COVID-19 pandemic. He added that the IMF has indicated that South Africa is entitled to apply for up to $4.2 billion in response to the pandemic. And talking sports, Germany's Ministry of Labour said footballers will have to wear masks as protection against the coronavirus if the Bundesliga kicks off next month. The German Football League confirmed on Thursday that it is ready for the Bundesliga to resume from May 9th, though without fans in stadiums and with strict player hygiene measures in place. However, according to the ministry, the final decision on the return of the Bundesliga will be made by German Chancellor Angela Merkel and state leaders, who are due to meet in Berlin next Thursday. That's it on AD4 TV Radio News Update, coming to you live from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. You can join the conversation on our social media platforms at AD4 TV Radio on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn and Instagram. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at AD4 TV Radio. Many thanks for watching. I am Merciful Ajinamo.